Hello, everyone, and welcome back to This Is Real Life. I'm your host, Sheri, and on today's DIY Wednesday video, we're gonna finally finish the Catio. I know you don't believe it, but believe it. It's true. We are in the home stretch, and all we need to do is the fun stuff. Building, no more. I mean, I might build one more thing, but pretty much building, done. All we have left to do now is all the super cool, fun cat things to make it so Carl and Joe love going in the Catio, and they never want to leave. So, yesterday, I went over to, quite a few Dollar Trees to find exactly what I was looking for, and I did. So, let me show you what we got. All right, first up, not very fun. I just bought more sponge brushes and another little roller so that I could finish up the stain. I missed some spots in the dark the other day, so I need to touch up the stain. That's what this is for. Got it at the Dollar Tree. Not that big of a deal. I also got some of their extra, I just bought two, was the only two that the Dollar Tree had, of this rope, just in case.
Just in cases.
In case I want to twine it around something. Who knows? If I don't use it, it's fine. I'm sure I'll use it in another project down the road at some point. They were only $1.25 each, but I'm pretty sure I'm probably going to use them in the Catio somewhere. Then I got exactly what I was looking for. Did you guys know the Dollar Tree has carpet squares? Oh yeah, they do. $1.25, and this, I want to say, golly, what is it, maybe 16 by 16? So I purchased 8, and my plan is on all of the platforms. So the up high platforms, the medium platforms, the platforms they can walk across. I want to cover the tops of those in these carpet squares. For whatever reason, this like indoor-outdoor carpeting, it's like tightly woven. The cats love. Remember the new rug I bought for underneath the dining room table? Kind of tightly woven like these carpet squares. They claw it like nobody's business. It's driving me crazy. They've kind of jacked up my new rug, and I'm not too pleased with it. So I figured if I can cover a bunch of platforms in these carpet squares, they can get on them. Not to mention, they won't be laying on just stained wood. They'll have something, not plush and lush, but a little bit softer to lay on. And then they can also scratch it till their heart's content. So my plan is I'll lay these on to a platform, cut them out with like an X-Acto knife or something, and then I'll use my air compressor nail gun to into the platform so they stay. This was super exciting because I was at first thinking I was going to have to buy a bunch of their like welcome mats that look like indoor-outdoor carpeting, and then I found these. Yeah, I snatched up 8. Then I purchased, which is going to seem silly, but it's not once I tell you about it, 2 of these rubber welcome mats. They're rubbery. They smell just like a tire, and they've got these little nubbins. Obviously, I'm not going to do anything with the actual word welcome. I'm going to cut little strips. So anywhere there's a ramp, I am going to put little strips on the ramp. So this gives them a little bit more gripping power. I know on some of them I put the ladder rungs, but when I took Joe out there again the other day, oh my gosh, you guys, I took Joe out there the other day and I was just sitting in there with him, and he was exploring and he was going up and down, which is why I wanted to buy these, because I noticed on the ramp, even though there were ladder rungs, he was still kind of slipping, and I don't want Carl or Joe to be afraid to go up or down a ramp. And on the drawbridge, I'm thinking I'm going to put like a little strip of this in the middle of each of the little, bridge planks to help with their footing. But when I had Joe in there the other day, I'm sitting there and he's like sniffing around one of the little cat hole cutouts that I made. And I was trying to not be like, yes, go through. Yes, go through. So I just got my phone out and I just sat there silently and was waiting. And he went through the cat hole. It was the cutest effing thing I have ever seen. But wait, there's more. Because of a very generous donation from our dear friend and longtime subscriber, Sugar Booger, I was also able to go onto the Amazons and order some things. So thank you, Sugar Booger, because all this stuff that I'm about to show you next is because of your generous donation. So you already know I did use some of Sugar Booger's donation for the cat door that's in my screen. fine. But then I also purchased, as per Sugar Booger's request, that I purchased some fun things for the cats. I did. Remember? Okay, I'm sorry, I'm so excited. Remember when I first started this Catio and I had the inspiration photos, and then I was saying that I saw in this one inspiration photo that someone like macrame'd like a hammock? Well, I don't think they macrame'd it because I found it on the Amazons. Look it. It's a macrame little cat bed. So I'm gonna hang this in the Catio in one of the corners where I've got like a ramp and a platform so they can come up from the ramp, maybe jump into this, jump out of it, get onto the platform. So I got the macrame cat bed. It's on the Amazons, you guys. It is so cute. It comes with this little like pillow that's very plush, and it also comes with everything you need to hang it. So very secure, carabiners, whatnot. So this is the number one thing. Then I also purchased some more of the, I don't know, I think this is just jute. Yeah, jute rope for cat scratch posts so that I can wrap some more of this jute around that one like cardboard pillar thing that I have so that they can use it as a scratching post. I also got a hammock. This cute, it doesn't look that cute right now, but it's a hammock and it has these little hooks so that you can hang it and hook it. And what's really cool is one side is like a fleece. Colder months, I can turn it so that the fleece is where they lay in, or warmer months, the other side is like a nylon maybe, I don't know, to keep them cool in the warmer months. And then I also got a bunch of locking hooks, even though this has like a carabiner attachment to it. These hooks, they also have like a little carabiner latchy thing so that nothing will come off of the end of the hook. So I got these, a whole little pack of them. Obviously, I'll probably only use like 4 or 5 of them for the Catio, but got these because you can never be too careful, and I want Joe and Carl to feel perfectly secure in their Catio. Then I also got this entire little box of cat toys. This was so cheap on the Amazon. I don't know how many are in here, but a lot. Because I contemplated just getting a bunch of cat toys from the Dollar Tree for $1.25 each. But I think there are like 8 or 10 different cat toys in here. And on the Amazon, it was $6.99. We've got little butterfly things, and there's a bunch of elastic bungee cords. So wherever I hang them, they'll like flop back up. They jingle, they jangle. These little sneaky ones, some look like butterflies, some just look like snakes. Look at this cute little bee.
Go to the hotel and get busy, bee! Run! Run!
A little cat. So a bunch of little toys that I plan on hanging just all around so they can and have fun all the day. And then last but not least, I found this. It is just a cute little, I'm just gonna call it like a bench hammock. It sits on the little table that I made in there that I'm gonna put the fountain on. So I'll have running water, and then this to where it's like comfy and fabric-y. If they don't wanna like climb up to get in a hammock, they can just plop down on this and listen to the sweet, sweet sounds of the fountain. Isn't this so cute? But because I purchased this, now I don't like the bench seat that I covered. If you missed the Friday short, I made the whole seat cushion thing for the bench out there, and I made it out of super fun flamingo fabric. But now, up against this, I don't really think it goes. So I don't like it. I know it's not that important. It's a Catio and it's a bench seat and it's not that big of a deal, but it is because I want it to look as cute as possible. I don't want Joe or Carl to be embarrassed and ashamed when they're out there and they're like, none of this shit matches. So I went back to the Joann's and I found some different fabric that I think coordinates with this much better. It's this. I know, just the big geometric shapes. I know it's not really the same color scheme, but I mean, there's a green leaf in there. I just think this and this look much more cohesive while still different and fun and bright. While this is still cute, I just don't really like it with this. I know. Don't worry, I'm gonna use this fabric elsewhere. I've got some chair pads out front that I actually used this exact fabric for many, many moons ago, and it's all gross now because I just keep those chairs out in the rain out front. When I take this apart, this will not go to waste. I love this fabric. I will use it in other places, but I really, really love how this looks. So this is the design of the Catio. Now I'm gonna sew a whole nother 66-inch long bent cushion. Yay. Good news is it's straight length sewing and didn't take that much time anyway, so I'm not too worried about it. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna go do now. So today is one of the first nice days we've had in a while. And so I decided to open up my bedroom window and just see what happens. And Joe came out. So I am loving that. Now, I did open up the cat door. I didn't push him through or anything, but I did open it and then he walked through. So that is a plus. Carl, on the other hand, he was just sitting on the windowsill on the inside of the house watching Joe and I out here. It seems like he's a little bit more content with just viewing the Catio from inside. He's not really wanting to come outside, which is bumming me out. So I'm hoping with all of the cat accessories that I'm going to install today, that will entice him. But for now, Joe and I are having a rip-roaring time out in the Catio, just enjoying the day. So my first order of business before I start doing anything, oh, Joe loves the Catio, is I need to touch up all the stained parts that I didn't do when it was getting dark the last time I was trying to stain everything. I've got some missing stain under there. I have some missing stain under there. So I'm gonna stain and then I can start doing all the fun stuff. So yay. Joe, are you excited? Oh, he's very excited. He's very excited. Huh. Yes, he's very excited. He loves the outside. Yes, he does. Oh, such a good kitten. I wish Carl would come out here and play with you too. All right, I can't play with Joe anymore. Did you just swat at me? All right, I can't play with Joe anymore because I gotta get to work. Okay, I gotta get to work and don't swat at me. Okay, so I think I'm officially done with touch-up staining. I feel like if I haven't got it at this point, it's not gonna get stained. So now I can move on to what I am considering the fun stuff. I'm gonna bring out all of my carpet squares that I got at the Dollar Tree, and I'm gonna start putting the carpet onto the platforms. So carpet squares, a pencil, straight edge, a really sharp X-Acto knife, then my air compressor nail gun will knock this out before you know it. Oh, P.S. Joe stayed out here with me the entire time I was staining, and no Carl. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe like some of you guys suggested putting treats out here for him. I don't know, but if he doesn't come out into this Catio, he's dead to me. I have my carpet squares out here and I don't know what I was thinking. It was gonna be easy, but a lot of my platforms have cat holes in them. So that's not gonna be easy. This is pretty thick. I was wondering if scissors would work. I don't know, but my first order of business is I need to lay this out and I'm hoping that I can just draw like underneath with my pencil. I may need to get a Sharpie, get this all even with my platform of wood, and then like, you know, do one of these situations. Oh yeah. Okay, so I have a nice line there where I can cut, and then when I have it placed, I'm gonna have to piece together another piece, and then maybe from underneath, draw the cat hole out and figure out how to cut that. But I think we'll be good. So for every one of the platforms, I'm gonna put on this carpet, and we'll see how Joe likes it. Okay, so I got my first one cut. I did chai box cuttery type blade. I don't like this one. The blade doesn't come out that far.
Simply unacceptable, and I will not accept that.
But I remembered when I went to the Joann's last weekend on their going out of business sale, I bought this really cute, it's by Fiskars, and it's a whole like X-Acto knife situation. And it came with basically a saw blade. So this worked great. Yay. I'm glad I have this. I might do a combination of, oh my gosh, sorry. I get distracted by Joe because he's, look. Look at Joe. Who's the pretty kitty looking down on his minions? You're so good, Joe. I'm so glad you're liking the Catio. Yeah, so anyways, point of the story is I think I can cut this pretty okay. It went fairly smoothly. I did have to cut out a very, very tiny piece for this little corner. And now I have a rectangle strip that instead of trying to piece together 8 million things, I'll use this one somewhere else and I'll get a new piece and cut a rectangle here. I still have to figure out how to cut out the cat situation, but I'll figure that out later. Nothing is stapled down yet. I was thinking while I was sawing it, it would have been easier if this was secure because then it wouldn't move. I was having to press down with my hand and then feared I might Fisker cut my hand right off, but I didn't. I'm being careful. So yeah, I'm just gonna do this. Okay, I promise you, the finish line is getting really, really close. I have cut all of my carpets. I also cut all of the weird rubber welcome mats that I purchased, and I've added them as treads on the ramps, on the bridge, what have you. I've gotten all the rubber pieces glued down. Now I need to staple gun in all the carpeted pieces, and then we can finally bring in all the fun stuff. Now, this morning, I got up and I was like, I really want to build a little cat box. So I did. And I sewed a cushion for the top of it. It is so cute. Let me show you. I didn't have enough fabric to go around, so I had to sew 2 pieces together, but that's not a big deal. And look at how cute. And don't worry, I have a cushion that goes inside of there. Look at that little cat box. And they can also sit on top if they want. I know. Yeah. So I built that box this morning, sewed the cushion, and clearly you can see Joe is out here. I did bring Carl out here too. I physically picked him up and brought him in. While I was in the garage building the box, I just let them stay out here and they had a wonderful time from what I can assume. I wasn't in here with them, but they were in here until just now. I did shoo Carl back into the house. I'm gonna shoo Joe back into the house because he's not gonna like when I turn on my air compressor and the sound of the nail gun, and I don't want him to be scared of coming out here. So I'm gonna put him inside. I'm gonna get to staple gunning, and then yeah, I'm gonna bring in all the fun stuff. Okay guys, I did it. The build is actually done, and now it's time to bring in the fun stuff. I already brought in the fountain. So there's trickling, babbling brook. And now it's time for me to hang all of the fun stuff. And then we'll see if Carl and Joe love it. I'm very excited. Guys, I did it. It's done and it looks amazing. Sit down because you are not going to believe how fantastic this Catio turned out. Dun, 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 dun. Look at it. Oh my God. It is even better than I imagined. I brought in the water fountain, so they have nice trickling, tranquil sounds of water. I incorporated all of the toys and the fun stuff that I was able to purchase with the generous donation from Sugar Booger. We've got scratching posts. We've got little secret cat bed hideaways. We've got macrame hammocks, ramps, pedestals, bridges, you name it, it is in this Catio, and I love it. Joe loves it too. Carl, still on the fence. So here's to hoping Carl comes around real soon. Okay, so I am sure you are all wondering, how much did all this magnificence cost me? Well, I'm not gonna lie, it cost a pretty penny. I think there for a moment, I was just on purchasing blindness and I was just buying everything under the sun, but everything that I needed. So the roof, the redwood fence boards, I bought 15 for a total of $111.81. The door latch was $478, the handle was $398, and the hinges were $898. The wire mesh I purchased for a total of $131.92. The stain, I had a half can on hand, but I did have to go out and buy another container, and that was $31.98. All my screws cost me $35.98. The framing lumber cost $221.05. I then had to run out and buy more screws that were shorter to do some of the interior work, and those cost me $11.99. And then, as you know, I ran over to the Dollar Tree for carpet, the rubber things, whatnot. At the Dollar Tree, I spent $3.50. That brings my subtotal to $575.97. If we add in tax, my total for the entire bill, I didn't put the fabric. I think the fabric cost me $24. So my total was $621.96. And if we add like another $21, we're at $642.96. I know it sounds like a fortune, and it sounded like a fortune to me until I went on to the interwebs and looked up catios that you can order that are basically pre-built, like IKEA furniture, and then you just assemble it and you're good to go. I discovered some things that made me feel a little bit happier about my spending. I found this catio right here. It was on Amazon, and it's 5.92 feet long by 3.16 wide by 5.9 feet high, and it is $409.99 on sale for $299.99. Now, those dimensions are about half the size of this catio. So then I was trying to find catios that were comparable to this size. There's nothing that's this ginormous as far as catios are concerned. But there was another one on Amazon, this one right here, and that measures 6 feet long by 3 feet wide by almost 6 foot high, and that is $284.96. Again, much smaller than this one. So then I found the biggest one I could find, again, on the Amazons. It looks like this, 9.8 feet long by 4.58 feet wide by 6.29 feet high, and it is $539.99. Again, not as big as this one, but comparable to bigness, for just about $100 less than I built this custom beauty with all of my custom things in it. So I'd say I did a pretty good job. Now, yesterday, when all was said and done, I carried Carl out here and I put him in the macrame hammock, and you could tell he was really scared and he wanted to get out. So I got him out and I put him back in the house. But Joe is loving it, so that makes me happy. The weather is getting nicer, even though we are supposed to have a huge rainstorm later this week. But after that, I think it's going to be clear skies, and I'm really hoping that Carl will change his mind and want to hang out in this catio. Because while it's great that Joe loves it, I didn't build it just for Joe. I really thought Carl, my parkour kitten, would be all over the place, but he's not. He's not. So fingers crossed he does end up loving it, or I might be a little bit sad. Now, again, I've never built a catio before. I've never built like a structure for a wall before. I've never done any of this. I mean, aside from cutting wood and screwing wood together, I've never done any of this. And I did it. And that means you guys can do it too. It doesn't need to be on this large of a scale, but I guarantee you can do it. It was not hard. You can do it. I promise you. So if you're interested in building a catio, or if you're interested in purchasing a catio, let me know in the comments below. And if you made it all the way to the end of this video, leave me the cat emoji in the comments below. And with all that said, If you like this video, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel. Be sure to ring that notification bell so that you are alerted to all of the DIY Wednesday videos I push out, which is every other Wednesday at 5:30 Pacific Standard Time. Make sure you share this video with your family and friends. And as always, thanks for hanging out.